so we're going to finish up the notes today on budgeting. If you were not here yesterday, and there were 10 of you that were not here yesterday, okay, we did have a homework assignment yesterday. We did it in class. If you were not here, that's 2 pages. Okay, one of them's got scenarios, and you're figuring out their budgets, and then one of them has their actual expenditures. So you have to kind of look and see, did they stay within budget or not? What is the one part of a budget that you want to go over? Savings. If my goal is to save 100 and I saved 150, that's okay to go over in savings, because the more you save, the better it is. Everything else you don't want to go over. All right, so we're going to kind of go through each section today. Now, if you were not here yesterday, in the notes there's a table that we filled out yesterday. So you can see the table. This table right here, you're going to want to make sure that you get all of these percentages. Okay, I'm not going to stay on this slide for you to write them, but get them from somebody else, get them off Google Classroom. They are actually, we're going to go through each part of this individually today, and they're listed at the top as well. Okay, so your rent or mortgage was 30% of your net income. So everything we're talking about is based on net income. So that being said, as I'm grading projects, your pay stub that you've calculated your net income, if that is wrong, you will have to fix that before we do the budgeting part of your project, because it's based on your net income, right? So already I'm noticing a lot of people have errors on that, whether it's a penny off somewhere, so then it like messed up every calculation. Somebody messed up their hourly rate or their overtime rate, so then everything else is wrong. Okay, so as I get those graded and as you get notifications that I return them to you, again, alphabetically, so I'm in the B's right now, as you go through and look at that, I will make a note. If something's wrong, I'll tell you, you need to finish this and fix it before you move on to the next part. Not only do you need to fix it, but you need to tell me, hey, Ms. Solner, I fixed this. Can you double check it for me? And I will double check the math to make sure it's right. Because otherwise, every project from here on out is wrong. Okay, so you need to make sure you get those fixed. Last name. You'll be at the bottom, hon. Sorry. It's by last name, so you'll be one of the last ones I grade. Sorry. All right, so talking about rent and mortgage. So renting and buying both have other expenses that you may not think about, okay? And we'll talk more about this as we get into each of these sections. But renting, you can have upfront fees and deposits, right? They usually ask for like first and last month's rent. You might ask for a security deposit in case you trash the place. They get to keep that. You also need to make sure you have renter's insurance. It's usually only 15 or 20 bucks a month, so it's not expensive. But that way, if somebody breaks into your apartment, steals all your stuff, it's going to cover that. Something happens in the apartment, it's going to cover that for you, okay? If you're buying a house, upfront money like a down payment or earnest money, prepaid interest, lawyer fees, homeowner's insurance, and private mortgage insurance. All of those things are things you pay upfront when you buy a house. So when we get into the mortgage chapter, it's shocking how much money it costs just to buy a house, like upfront. Now, there's a lot of programs out there that can help you with those costs and different, loans, but just so you know, that is up there. Also for both, you're going to have to buy furniture, right? Other household items. I know the first time I moved out, got my own apartment, it was like, oh my gosh, I need to buy like pots and pans and plates and like Tupperware and, like a laundry basket. Things that you don't think about that, you just living at home, you just always have. But when you move out, you may or may not get to take with you. Okay, so that's things to think about. And we will do part of an activity in here that you will price all this stuff out and see how much it's going to cost you to move out. A lot. Now, if you're thrifty and a garage sale person, or you go to like Goodwill and stuff like that, you can do it a lot cheaper. Did you say heck no? I didn't say a mattress from there. I'm talking like pots and pans. Does it really matter where you buy those from? You can wash those. It's fine. So, your own personal preference if you're where you're comfortable to buy things. Sure did. All right, guys. So then utilities, this was 10%. Now, guys, I need you to pay attention as we go through here, because today I'm going to give you different scenarios again, like yesterday. But this time I'm going to give you individual, like, pieces. Like yesterday, it was like, these are the utilities, and I had them all listed. Today, you're going to be like, here's a expense. Which one does this fit under? And you have to be like, that's a utility. No, that's miscellaneous. No, that goes, like, where does it go? Okay, so I try to kind of break it down for you on this, so I give you a better idea. So utilities is your electric, gas, water, sewage, trash, cable, satellite, internet, all of that fits under utilities. So just to give you an idea, electric, Again, rough estimate, anywhere from $50 to $200 a month. Yes? Great. So figure it out. Thank you. You can write next to it. All right, gas is usually $50 to $200 a month. I'll be honest with you, depending on your gas, like I do a budget plan. If you guys know what a budget plan is, because in the summertime, are you really running your furnace that needs the gas? No, you're not. So some people choose summer months, more months, they don't really have a bill for gas. But then in the winter, their bills for gas are huge. Me personally, I can't stand the thought of that. So you can do a budget plan where every month, no matter if I'm using it or not, I just pay a set amount of money. Right? And that's based on like my previous history of how much usually I use. So like for me, for my house, and I have a large house, my gas every month is only like $36 a month because I budget. It's the same all year round every month. That way in the wintertime, I don't have those $300-400 bills because I used a lot of gas in the summer or in the winter. Okay, so there are options to kind of help bring those down a little bit. Water and sewer is usually anywhere $30 to $40 a month. Real life experience, I get billed every 3 months for water. So they don't necessarily always bill you every month. Sometimes it comes in a 3-month set. Trash could be anywhere from $12 to $25 a month. Where I live, my trash is free. It's just included the township I live in. It's just part of the taxes I pay. So I don't have to pay that extra month. Cable or satellites, usually $70 to $150. If you're somebody who is like, oh, I'm just a Netflix person or, Roku or whatever, obviously you can bring that down depending on what your choices are. And then internet, which we all know we cannot live without, is usually $30 to $50 a month. If yours is not that cheap, you need to shop around, bud. We're talking about the internet. Well, again, depending on how crazy fast you want it all the time, I think. Oh. But I mean, mine's fast where I never have to like wait for anything, and I only pay, I think mine's $35. Yeah. CenturyLink is where mine's through. May want to shop around a little bit. Mm. So do we. I never wait for my internet. Might want to shop around a little bit.
My internet doesn't lag like it used to, but then we got this new internet and it's like $350 because like
that is not worth it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but like I've never lagged ever.
Mary? Yes. All right. Car loan. When you buy a car, again, we'll have a whole part of a project like this. We buy a car. Should be 10% of your net income. So some tips to save money. If you save up and pay cash, if you're able to do that, okay, that can obviously save you the interest on car loans because some of those can get pretty high. If you buy a used car, because you know what happens when you buy a new one, right? What happens as soon as you drive it off the lot? Yeah, that price is, your value of that car has dropped tremendously. Yeah, some people who just want brand new, but no. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I agree with you. I don't buy new either. But make sure you shop around for the best rates. Just because you go to the dealership and they're like, this is the rate we can give you, doesn't mean a different bank or credit union can't do better for you. Okay, so don't ever take the first options they give. You can almost always do better. All right, car insurance, which is about 5%. Car insurance averages usually $120 to $130 a month. Could be more or less depending on your driving record, what kind of car you drive, how old you are. Good. It's because you're a girl. Probably get decent grades, right? Have you had many tickets or anything? No? What kind of car do you drive? Oh, I'm impressed with the HHR that's still that. We test drove an HHR once, and I got in, and we went to drive. I'm like, oh my God, I can't see anything. Like, I felt like I was blind. One of those. Oh. You don't have full coverage or anything. Yeah. Gotcha. You're a teenage boy. What do you drive? That's why. Well, that's good. But yeah, you have a sports car and you're a teenage boy. I know. Yeah, so guys, just so you know, like, I don't know if you guys knew this though. Obviously, your make, your model, your year, your male, female, your age, guys, play a role in this. But the harder your car is to steal, and the less expensive it is to repair, the cheaper your rates. Have you ever thought about that? Like, when I drove, a Volkswagen Bug, my insurance was higher because it's a German-made vehicle, and some of the parts for it, because it was a turbo, like, were hard to get the parts for it. I did. I don't have it anymore. Luke? It seems very sexist. I agree. I agree. Oh yeah, I speed all the time. I speed all the time. Harley? Guys. Ooh, probably. I don't know. So it depends on how easy it is to get the parts for it and how expensive the parts are. So it all comes down to how easy it is to get the parts and stuff for them. Do you have a diesel, Jetta? If you need a place to have ever fix, I know a great place that's super cheap and he does amazing work. You fix, okay, well, I'm just throwing that out there. And well, that's awesome, you can fix it yourself. Josh? That's great. That's the average. That's usually right around what it is. Now again, do you have full coverage? Or do you just have like liability? Okay. So like if you would buy a different vehicle and have full coverage on it, then it's going to cost you more, obviously. Like we carry full coverage on all of our vehicles, so we're going to pay a little more for that. There's no way she pays that per month. No way. A year could be. So if he's had accidents, that's going to make your rates go up. That's why. That's why. All right. Your cell phone. I gotta ask before I even show you the average. What? How much? No, forget guessing the average. What do you guys pay per month for your cell phones, Josh? Okay. What about you? 25 a month. Oh, the prepaid. Okay, yeah. 75?
I just watched the Verizon Unlimited plan for 4 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do the same kind of thing. Yeah. 50? All right. Where's it through? How's your service? Okay. All right, that's good to know. Yeah. Okay. You're throwing the Hulu in there with it. Okay. What do you got? 45. That's good. Mhm. Yeah. So how much do you guys pay? Whoa, that is a good deal. See, I'm through Verizon, and Verizon, I'm telling you, they rip you off. They do, but they have the best service. They do. Verizon. I never have a dead spot. Yeah. They use the same towers and stuff. I've heard that, but then I get scared to switch. It's fine. How much do you pay a month? How much? Oh, see, then I actually pay less than that. Because we're on a family plan, and it's per person ends up being only $40 a person. And I have unlimited. So it's really not terrible. But before I went to a family plan and we shared this, we paid a lot more. Yeah, you got to make sure everybody works together in that family plan. Yeah. How many of you? Okay. So get you both things. Okay. I do. Yeah. And how many people? It's a little high. So do I. So do I. You want to switch. You want to switch. All right. But the average says it's usually around 80 bucks a month. So you guys all kind of seem to be one side or the other of that. So I'd say it's pretty good average. But again, guys, to lower your costs, if you're one of the ones that have a higher one, look at changing your plans. Also, check back every couple months because they're always rolling out new plans and new things. I remember once I was on a plan, I thought I had this great deal, and then I like walk in there and they're like, oh, that's an old plan. They're like, we can switch it and get you this much more data. That was before I went unlimited, and like it lowered my rate and I got like way more data. I'm like, what the heck? But they don't tell you that. Once you have one plan, they keep you on it until you ask. Obviously, keep your phone longer. That's when you get expensive, right? When you keep changing your phones and making those device payments. Family plan, we talked about that. Data usage, don't go over. If you keep going over, buy more or go unlimited. Employee discounts. Do you guys know certain jobs you get discounts? Kroger gets you a discount? At Kroger, really? Huh. As a teacher, I get a discount as well. So for working at Kroger, interesting. I would have never guessed from Kroger. That's good to know. So you know all this too, right? Because you're also Kroger. That's fantastic. How many of you keep the insurance on your phone? Does anybody have insurance on their phone? That's a waste of money. Insurance on your phone? But you pay a monthly insurance, and then you still had to pay a fee, right, to get it fixed? I'm a pure Apple user. It's got to be Apple. Yeah, I don't do the insurance. All right. Miscellaneous spending. This is the one people struggle with, like, where does this go? Miscellaneous spending is for anything that really doesn't fit anywhere else. Okay? So it's about 10% of your income. So clothing, gifts, birthday, Christmas, decorations, household items and toiletries. Raymond, put it away. Diapers and baby supplies would fit underneath miscellaneous. Dry cleaning, magazine subscriptions, gas for your car fits under miscellaneous. I need you guys to be aware of this. Credit card payments, life insurance, this is stuff that just doesn't fit anywhere else. Okay? Oh, yeah, trust me, I know we need that. So that means you may need to, if you drive a lot, you may need to limit some of your other spending elsewhere. Okay? All right, savings. The goal is 10%, right? Yesterday, a lot of you thought it should be way more than that, which is amazing that you're thinking that. Now, but your goal is at least 10%, okay? So one of the things it says, consider the money you save a regular expense. Maybe set up an auto deposit into your savings account. This is something that I do. So like my paycheck, when I get paid, I get paid semi-monthly, right? So I get paid on the 10th and the 25th. I'm here teaching here at Penna. So every one of my paychecks, a certain percent of my paycheck automatically gets deposited into my savings account, and a certain part of it automatically goes into a separate account that pays my mortgage. So like for me, I don't feel like I have a mortgage payment because I just get used to seeing only this amount goes into my regular checking account, right? It automatically comes out and goes into that account, so it pays my mortgage automatically. A certain part automatically goes into my savings account. That way I'm saving money without even trying. Right? You can set up any of your payments like that. Do you guys know you can do that? Either with your work. Yep. How you want to split your paycheck? Yeah, and you get used to not having that money. Do you know what I mean? So you learn to live without it, and then you're automatically always saving. Now, I would suggest a separate savings account. Don't just put it in your regular account that you spend money out of every single day every time you go shopping, because you'll spend it. Okay? Like for me, I have like 3 separate accounts. One's just for savings. One's my everyday checking account I use for everything, and then one's just for pay my mortgage out of. That way, it's just always sitting there, that money for my mortgage. I don't feel like I even have a mortgage payment. Okay? So that might be something to think about. Easy way to save without thinking. Yes, we can have a meeting. We'll work all this out. Sure, why not? So food, 15%. Some of us were surprised that that was so high. We spent a lot of money on food. So just some averages I found interesting. A young adult's weekly average is usually about 173. So low. You wanted to spend more. So those with incomes of $75,000 a year or more average usually about 180 a week. Well, do you think if you make more money, you have a tendency to go out to eat more? You don't think?
Yeah.
Some people feel like I got money to spend. Why not?
I think our parents go out all the time.
30 to 74, $9.99. Average is about 144 a week. So if you make less, obviously we're going to be spending less. And if you make less than 30,000, on average, usually spend about $127 a week. Still is expensive. Now, can you find ways to spend less than that, though? Yeah. We talked about spaghetti. Go to culinary class. We talked yesterday about spaghetti, right? Spaghetti's cheap. Ramen noodles. Cooking on your own is always going to save you money. Okay? Hunting. All right? Having a garden? Absolutely. Okay? But guys, there's always ways to save. So if you're somebody that picked a career that you're making very little a year or every week, there are ways we can still help you figure out that you can survive off of that. Okay? You just got to be thrifty. All right, entertainment, 5% of your net income. All right, usually if students are going to mess up, Luke, on the activity today, they're going to mess up what goes in entertainment and what goes in miscellaneous. Okay, entertainment are your wants. You want to go do that. So shopping, movies, plays, concerts, sporting events, hiking, biking, skiing, all this stuff, that is not stuff you have to do. So what about a gym membership? That's a want. Do you have to spend money to belong to a gym in order to exercise? No, you do not. I work out every day. I do not have a gym membership. I have a gym in my basement. Okay? So do you have to pay money to go to a gym? No. Now, have I paid money for all the stuff I have in my basement? Yeah, but I paid for it once. That's it. And I'm thrifty. I love the marketplace on Facebook, right? I buy a lot of stuff from there. So, like, for entertainment, I don't have to spend my money on a gym membership. I have it in my basement. That's a free now. I paid for it once and I'm done. So if you have a gym membership that comes up today, that's a entertainment part. That's a want. It's not a need. Yes? If you're purchasing the equipment, I would put that as a miscellaneous. Because that's an investment, right? Because shopping for like gifts and things like that kind of fell underneath miscellaneous. So yeah, I would put that miscellaneous because that's an investment. But is it something that it's going to keep coming up? So I'm not wasting money by spending it every single month. So kind of like birthday and Christmas presents fell underneath miscellaneous. They didn't fall here.
That's shopping.
Again, your own budget. Could you put one in each column and that's up to you. In real life, you have to determine where it goes. Okay? Yeah. Well, I guess to me, I kind of think of like all those events that you're paying for. Like I'm going to go run a 5K, so I'm going to pay money to enter it. But you're right. Like just go out to run on your own. That's free. Oh yeah, people pay money to run all the time. All right, so we're going to do an activity. Again, guys, you are going to work with your table group. Okay?